Hey guys, welcome back to Sketch by Sketch. Happy National Star Wars Day. That's what today's video is about. I wanted to do a Star Wars sketchbook spread and draw some of my favorite characters, just because I have loved Star Wars so much for a very long time. And I just always love drawing the characters. I think it's so fun. Love the whole thing. Today we're just doing a spread in the sketchbook, starting out with some Prismacolor color erase pencils. I sped this up a little bit. I did get a comment on the preview video earlier today asking if it would be a tutorial, and I did tell her most of the video was in real time, but I did have to speed it up a little bit because it was very long, and as you can see, it's already a very long video. So I sped it up a little bit, but I hope you all can still see what I'm doing. I'm working on getting some tutorials, so if you really are looking for that, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to get that out as soon as possible. Also, the sketching process was a little boring, just because the pencils don't show up great on camera, even though I can see them, because I sketch really light, and so they don't show up great. But to get into the drawing, I'm drawing Rey first. She's probably my favorite Star Wars character. Used to be Princess Leia when I was younger, but when the new movies came out, I think I was like 10 maybe. I loved Rey from the beginning. I think Daisy Ridley is totally awesome. So her character is great. I end up drawing her a lot, I think, just because her hairstyle is super cool and I really like her outfit, and her staff is also super cool. In today's video, I have a few things not drawing related, more Star Wars related, that I'd like to share with you. Just some different things. So there's going to be some pictures popping up in a little bit, just some different stuff that I'm going to be talking about that's not exactly art related today. And one of those is once I get to drawing her staff, it's really cool because when I was like 12, I made this staff with pieces, 3D printed pieces, and paint, and it took hours and hours, and it's super cool. I did make that, and I had a Rey costume, and I have the one from Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and the other one from The Last Jedi. It's super cool. Love Rey's costume. So that's a little bit of a backstory on that there. Now, on the pose of the drawing, getting back to that, I just thought this was really cute. I like the more fierce side of Rey when she's like a Jedi, but I also love this kind of cute side that we see more in The Force Awakens, and I just wanted to draw her really happy and not too harsh. I've done a few drawings of her like that lately and didn't want to do anything like that today. Wanted to keep it fun, happy, and light. So I think it's turning out super cute. Getting back a little bit to this story time, like I said, last year I was able to go to Star Wars Celebration. It was in Chicago. I have been to Chicago before, but this time we were going to the convention. We were there for like 3 days. Here's a picture right here. I took all these pictures that you're seeing in these videos. That was just in Chicago. And I had a great time. Like, it was so fun. You'll see some more pictures coming up in a little bit, and I'll talk about those as they come along. But just really fun time. I was so glad to be there. Really, really fun trip. If you see the video stop, I'm probably checking my phone just because I'm getting a lot of emails from school right now, and I'm trying to keep up on everything. Next, let's move on to Kylo Ren. I didn't know exactly what to do with him to start with, just because he's usually kind of like this harsh character that never smiles, and I didn't really want to do that for this video, but as you can see as I go along, I wanted to tie in the new characters with the old, so I kind of thought I had to draw him. So I just went ahead and went with a pretty normal, straight-on pose and gave him not as scary of a face. Still looks like Kylo Ren, but not so harsh. So I'm going in and doing the same thing. If you are wondering, we're not done with the sketches. These are just the very light first layer. I wanted to get everything on the page before I started finalizing any lines, just in case I needed to change something around or reorganize the layout of the page. One thing I find hard about drawing him is his hair. I don't know why it's difficult. it's just an odd length for a guy's hair. Not really odd, but I never draw it per se. So interesting. I like drawing it, but it was a little bit hard to get it to look right because I usually draw shorter hair. But I think it turned out great. Again, love the style that I'm drawing these in. Super cartoon, super cute, very sketchy. I don't know, this is just my favorite style to draw in. I think it's really cute. And I always like the way these spreads turn out when I do it like this. Also, not sure if his costume is exactly correct, but it is close enough. One thing I love to do is just to go in with my colored pencil and add in some shading. Even though it looks really messy, I think it looks great. I think it adds to like the sketchiness of the drawing, and I just like the overall way that it looks when I do that. So there's a tip for you. If you're drawing and you want to add a little bit of something to your sketches, if they look flat, just use that pencil and shade in a little bit. As you can see, I didn't do anything fancy. I literally scribbled on the page, but I think it adds a nice touch. Another thing I'd like to point out, I think I already said this, but I am drawing very light. And that is one thing you have to do when you're drawing in a sketchbook, or really any time. You have to draw really light, or your sketches are going to look very stiff, and you're not going to be able to erase anything because they are so stiff, and you can't really move anything around. It just looks lifeless. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you want a little bit more of a flowy sketch, start light and build yourself up. I'm not going to spoil the new Rise of Skywalker if you haven't seen it yet, but I loved Kylo Ren and Rey's character in that. I've always kind of liked Kylo Ren's character, even though he's not my favorite. I just think he's kind of a cool character. And when we were in Chicago for Star Wars Celebration, Adam Driver did not get to make it, which was kind of disappointing, but it was still really fun. I got to meet most of the other cast. Well, not meet, but I was in the front row of the panel, and when they were bringing all the stars out and everything, and Andy from the Star Wars show was hosting the whole thing. So characters like Finn, Rose, Poe, Daisy, they were all there. Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, everyone was there. It was a great time. I was crying a few times, I have to admit. It was just a great place to be. The lights and the stage, it was just so fun. And here's a picture right here of Andy on the stage. Just super fun time. If any of you guys were there by any chance or watched it online, let me know down below and let me know what you thought. Here we're moving on with our next drawing. We are drawing Leia. This is what I was talking about, tying in the old with the new. So I am kind of trying to decide right here what costume I want to put her in, because she wears a lot of different costumes and I love them all. But I went ahead and went with the costume she wears at the end of New Hope. Even though her hair is actually like the buns, because I thought I had to like keep the iconic hairstyle, and her dress is the different dress. It really doesn't make sense, but I think it's cute, and you can definitely tell what character it is. Like I said, Leia was my favorite before Rey. I still love her. She is awesome. All the girls in Star Wars are absolutely amazing. And I also did get the chance to meet Carrie Fisher before she passed away a few years ago. It was also in Chicago. I was there at a different time, and I dressed up like her, and she had her dog there, and they were taking pictures at a convention, and I got my picture with her with my costume. It was so great. She was such a nice person, and I just really loved her so much. So this one is definitely for her. In these drawings, I'm not trying to exactly capture the likeness, but like not make them have the same face. Like you can see that Rey's character and Leia's character are not the same person. They don't exactly look like them, but it's not the same exact looking facial features. I'm sorry if I'm not making a lot of sense in this video. I have a hard time explaining things usually, but that was what I was trying to do. Oh, and if you're wondering about Kylo's expression over there, that will get better. It's a little bit scary right now, I have to admit. It doesn't turn out that scary. I think Leia's face turned out really cute. I kind of softened some of her features and added some wispy hairs around her face. She just turned out so cute, and that dress is honestly beautiful. The dress that she wears at the end of New Hope, so I just love the way that I drew that. When drawing hair, here's another little tip. Don't make straight lines. I know that sounds a little basic, but don't make straight lines. Make it flowy. Hair is not one block. It's a lot of different strands that you have to draw together. And typically, hair doesn't fall in a straight line. Even the straightest hair is going to have some wave to it. So you kind of just have to keep that in mind when you're drawing hair. And it is really helpful. Okay, moving on to our last character. I already kind of started there. And at this point when I was drawing it, I did not know what character this was. I just kind of started drawing hair and thought that might take me somewhere. But at the moment, this could be Luke, Anakin, Han Solo, or Poe. And I didn't know which one I wanted it to be. I mean, I love all of them. They're great characters. So I just kind of went with it. And in the end, it ends up being Luke. But it was Han Solo for, like, most of the video. If you see me adding in the clothes, it was Han Solo and then it got changed. So, not exactly sure how that all happened, but it did. Thought I would mention the cuts in the video are not taking out any of the drawing. They're just taking out the time where I'm either checking email or doing something and I forgot to pause the recording. So that's why you keep seeing cuts in the screen. So this drawing, keeping moving on with it. Again, tried to not make it look like Kylo Ren. Made it look like a different character, even though they have similar hairstyles. Kylo Ren has more harsh features, and his nose is a little bit more pointy and different shaped, I guess. I'm not sure how to explain it. But this one, I wanted it to look a little more friendly and nice. Kylo is just hard to draw looking nice. But, so here is the point where it was Han Solo, as you can see. And that will change later. So let's move on to the second part of the drawing. We are going to go in with a ballpoint pen. Personally, the ones from the bank, the pens they give you at the bank are great for drawing. Like, I know that's so weird, but I love to use those. But here, I'm using a Bic ballpoint pen. Not sure where it came from, but I really like it, and I use it a lot for sketching. So we're not doing line art here, and I have a hard time explaining this to people. You're still sketching, but you're making it look a lot neater. I like to see the sketch marks, but I don't like this part to look messy, if you know what I mean. I'm kind of confusing myself here. But, so we're moving back to drawing Daisy, or Rey, and just getting her smile in there with the pen. Not drawing any of the guidelines in, for sure, not drawing the guidelines. Just doing, like, the features. Sorry that my hand is in the way. I never pay attention to that, and, I forget that I'm recording from above and I can't have my hand in front of the thing. But, also I thought I'd mention, I'm sorry about my fingernail polish. I say that in every video, but it's horrible. I haven't taken it off, and I should for the next video. So I'm sorry about the horrible fingernail polish. Here I thought I'd show you a picture. This is something I got during Star Wars Celebration. Bought it off a vendor. It's a Daisy signature. I rarely spend my own money. I don't like other people to buy me things. I don't like to spend my own money. I like to save it. But I spent like $120 on that, which for a Daisy Ridley signature, that is pretty good. And it was not messed up. It was a very good signature, and it was on a picture that I liked. So that was kind of awesome. That was the main thing I bought there. Super cool. and definitely worth spending my money on. This was a long drawing process. It took about an hour to do the whole thing, and this video is like 25 minutes. So I cut it down a lot, added the speeding up. So just thought I'd let you know how long this takes. Please follow along. If you have a sketchbook, paper, anything, all you need is paper and a pencil. You can use a notebook, whatever you want. Please draw along with me. Draw Star Wars characters. If you draw for May the 4th, let me know. And I'd be super happy to hear from you. One thing I would like to mention is that I am doing Mermay this year. If you guys know what that is, it is a challenge that you draw a mermaid every day in the month of May. Don't know if it's going to get done every day, but I want to try to do it, and I love getting in the habit of doing a drawing, and you know that you need to spend time on it and make a nice drawing, and I think that really helps me, motivates me to do better with art. I haven't been drawing a lot lately, and I don't really know why. I just haven't felt like it, honestly. But I'm trying to get back into it and get my mind back into it. And during the first few days of Mermay, I've really enjoyed it, and I've had a good time doing it and making Pinterest boards for it and everything like that. I did record the first day of it when I did it, but I didn't pay attention to my camera angle, and my lighting was off, and it was just a very badly recorded video, worse than usual. And so I just thought, let's scrap it, delete the video, and we'll make another one for a few days through it. So pretty soon I'll be doing a video where I'll draw one and I'll show you what I've already done. I wanted to get one out on May 1st, but that just didn't happen. And so hopefully I can do that. If you guys are participating, let me know. If you have any ideas for me to draw, any kind of mermaids you want me to do, let me know. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about today is your requests. I make a list, like I've already said in other videos, I make a list of your requests, and I really like to hear from you. Characters, drawing ideas, challenges, anything, really, like anything you want me to do. I'm not promising you that I'm going to do it, but I'd make a list and I try to do all of your requests. It takes time because videos like this, like the one I'm doing today, editing will take up to 3 hours. Drawing can take up to 10. Honestly, a big drawing project can take me up to 10 hours to finish. Something like this, like I said, only took an hour, but I had to set up camera, lighting, get all my supplies out and ready to do this, and then I spent another probably 30 minutes on Pinterest getting ideas. So I love doing it, love it so much. I love drawing, but your requests take time for me to make these videos, so that's why I've been trying to do bonus videos in between to keep you guys busy while I can work on other ones. I typically don't edit in a day like this. Like this all went down today. That's why I had to do the preview video, to let you guys know that something was coming, because I felt bad because I couldn't post in the morning. But I recorded this in the morning, like I said, about an hour, and then I had to go somewhere, and then I came home and I had to make coffee. That was not necessary, but I did. And I had to do a few other things around the house, schoolwork. Today's been a busy day, and then I had to edit it. So this takes a long time, and I usually don't do it in a day like this, but I wanted to get this out to you guys. So please be patient and keep sending the requests. I love them. You guys are so supportive. I love hearing from you. I've been getting some great comments lately telling me that they like my videos, they like my art, and that means so much. You can't imagine how much that means. It just really makes me want to keep drawing and keep making these videos for you guys. I know times are kind of hard right now, and you're bored, you don't know what's going on, and we're all home, but please just stay positive. I'm hoping that my videos are keeping everyone that's watching happy. That's why I've been doing some longer videos, so maybe it'll give you something to do. I hope that this can bring some happiness to you, and just let me know down below what you're thinking. I've also got some critiques lately from the comments, and I love those too. It really helps me as a artist. So I do just want to say thank you to everyone for all this stuff, and keep them coming. Keep the comments coming, and keep your requests, and I will definitely try to keep all that in mind when I do videos. Alright, we are almost done with the pen. As you can see, Kylo Ren got a little bit happier. Didn't want to go on like full-on smile, because that doesn't seem like him, but a little smile. And I did what I told you I did with the pencil. I just kind of scribbled for shading. Let me know if you guys like to do that, or if you like it when I do it. I personally do. I think it looks really neat. But yeah, this is not extremely difficult, the step, but it looks very nice. Like, these sketches look really nice now. And this whole page just looks a lot better, more defined and everything now that I'm doing this. It looks great. And you don't need expensive art supplies to do great art. Like, I'm using a pen that was so cheap, like very cheap, and then the other pens I like to use are like when they give you a pen at the bank or something like that, or like school, people come to my school and do demonstrations and stuff, and they hand out pens, and those are great. Like, I don't know why those are so great pens, but everyone has some. I know you do. So get one of those out and start drawing. You will be amazed at what you can create with just a pen and paper. Another thing, this is kind of like a trademark, everyone does it, but it's a thing that I do on all my drawings, is add a little blush. I think it's just so cute, and it adds to the drawing great. We're finishing up here with our last character. At this point, I still have no clue who it is, and I'm kind of messed up on the eye right there. I'm used to drawing like girl faces, and I add like the little wing, like eyeliner, and when I draw guys I don't do that, and I just kind of forgot, and I added it on the one eye, so it looks a little weird, but it's totally fine. I don't think anyone would notice if I hadn't told you. How I do I'm trying to explain how I do this process. I still use sketchy lines. Like, I don't use like straight on lines like you would with line art. I still like sketch it out, but I am not putting in guidelines, I guess it's a way, and I'm only making like one path for the line instead of like going over it many times with many different lines. And then with his hair, I just added a bunch of squigglies to make it look a little bit curly. Not really curly, but just a little bit. And at this point we had to decide who we wanted the character to be. So I just went ahead and went with Luke, just because it was with Leia, and I think Luke is like the main character of Star Wars for sure. So I just thought I'd take it back to New Hope, Luke and Leia, and add that in there. I thought that was like made the most sense for making a May the 4th drawing. I really kind of wanted to make it Han Solo, but I just thought it made more sense to do Luke. But if you guys want to see me draw Han Solo, let me know, because maybe we could do a video on that, because I have drawn him before and I just love to for some reason. So if you want to see that, then just let me know. Here, just adding in a few extra lines, making sure everything looks great together, and we are about finished with this second part of the drawing. At this point, it's taken me about 40 minutes to draw all this. Okay guys, so we are at the end here. I thought I'd just take out the part of me painting, because all I did was add a little background with some red acrylic paint. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope everything made sense. I kind of rambled for a really long time, but hopefully you liked everything, and May the 4th be with you. Hope you have a great day. New videos coming soon, so please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another art video. Bye. Thanks for watching.